Good morning and welcome back to the FPL Tom YouTube channel ahead of double game week 24. Of course, this could be one of the most pivotal deadline streams that we do, I reckon, probably this season or for a lot of seasons, to be honest. Of course, this is going to be ahead of double game week 25. So there's going to be a lot to talk through, a lot of questions I do expect people to ask as well. Of course, we've got a poll going around in the chat. What chip are you playing this week? Are you going for Assman Slot? Are you going for Assman Moyes, triple captain Salah, or are you just not playing any chips at all and balls in it this game week? Of course, we'll be doing team reviews a little bit later on in the stream as well. So if you do want to get those sent to me, head over to my Twitter at FPLTom_. Leave it under one of my most recent tweets. Make sure you are following me. So of course, those ones do pull through as well. But yeah, it's going to be a very, very interesting week. He's hit the nail on the head there. It is going to be a really, really interesting week. Of course, this chip does have the potential, I think, to sway things massively for people that, you know, maybe are like 30, 40 points behind in your mini league. Maybe if you go Moyes, it doesn't quite work out. They go Slot, and of course, if Slot pops off, that could be a big swing in terms of mini league rankings as well. Of course, if you do enjoy any of the content you see, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. You already know that anyway, so don't worry about it. I know you guys are absolute legends, and you will smash the like button once again. Let's see who's in the chat. Bro is so proud he's 33k is literally in every title. I mean, you have to milk it. At the end of the day, we've pretty much just got to sell ourselves, haven't we? In terms of content creators, I'm the 7th best at the moment. I don't know if I'll ever get to that position again or will be, and that's kind of the selling point of this channel. We have to milk when we're good at the game. That's simple. That's simple, just marketing, isn't it? I have Trent, Salah, Gakpo, Miko, Pickford, 0.9 in the bank, 2 free transfers. Gakpo to Vissa and get Slot, or Trent to either Kirkes or a Villa defender for a potential double next week. And don't do any transfers and get Moyes in. Honestly, it's like genuinely, the stuff I'm going to recommend to people this week is going to be hard. It is going to be hard which way to go, because I think if you've got Trent, Salah, Gakpo, my initial thinking is I reckon we keep it. I reckon we keep it, right? I reckon you just keep it. But at the same time, if Moyes absolutely diddles you and does nothing, then you're screwed, aren't you? You are screwed. So honestly, bro, it's going to be one of those where a lot of the things I'm going to say to people this week, it's going to be tough and it's going to be tight. It is just genuinely going to be carnage for the next few weeks. It is. And I think whichever way you go on it, it's like that. It is. Man, it is going to be carnage for weeks. It's not even going to be for days, because we're still not going to find out the double game week 25 doublers till after Thursday. So that's the crazy thing. It's going to go on for weeks, and then the carnage in the double game week as well. It's going to be insane. We'll hopefully try and keep you across absolutely everything that happens, but yeah, let's see what happens. This is my team right now. Obviously, I spoke about my transfer plans in yesterday's preview stream, but we can run through them again. So I potentially have 2 options here, right? So let me switch screens to the FPL.team screen. So these are the 2 options we could go for, right? Option 1 is we take Raya out and we bring in Pickford. Then we play the assistant manager chip and we play it on Moyes. So that's how we go into this game week, right? That would then require us next week to, of course, take Moyes out, but we've got nothing in the bank. So we'd have to take out probably Lewis Hall. And I think I've outlined Anderson if it's a thingy double. And I can't remember who else I outlined. But yeah, basically the team would have to look like something like this, which is pretty decent. Could I do this one? I can't remember if I could do this one. Watkins. No, it leaves me nothing in the bank. So we would pretty much have to find a way to drop somebody down. So I'm looking at probably Lewis Hall, because the fixtures for Newcastle stink up the gaff. But yeah, we'd need a way to get to Emery. So we'd probably go for either another double game week player, depending who doubles, really, doesn't it? It really depends who doubles and how would I get Hall down. But yeah, this is kind of the thinking here. Would be somebody like Anderson at 4.2 million. And then we can either go for, where is he? Emery, if they double like that for a -4. But this is only counting like the Villa one. These are the only possible ones at the moment, like the more probable ones. Sorry. So Fulham could very easily double. That gives us another doubler there. But then we'd also have Silver in. But we'd have to drop someone else as well to get Silver in. So that's option 1. It's a bit messy. It is a bit messy, right? Option 2 that we could go for, right? We drop Gakpo down to and die. Activate the chip. Where's he gone? Where is he? Play slot. Done. Right? Simple as that. Then we do this. Then we just get Watkins in like that. And we'd go into this week. Probably going to be you. Get out. Then we go into this week like that. Now, for me, that feels like the more logical play. Oops, a daisy. Let's not get any pop-up porn. But that, for me, feels like the more logical play. I don't know about you guys. But that feels like the more logical play for me. I don't know what you think about it. Let me know in the chat. Thoughts on 1 or 2? So we could either do Raya down to Moyes and then have a little bit of a fiddle next week. Or we could do this option, which would involve me taking out Gakpo, bringing in and die, and getting Slot in. Let me know which ones you'd go for. Munoz or Gabriel? I probably would... I'd probably still go Gabriel, you know. Who doubles in 25? Great question. We'll come on to that in a second. -8 for Moyes. Have Gakpo, Trent, and Salah to play AM. I need to do a -8. I wouldn't do a -8 for Moyes. -8 for Moyes? Jesus. Thoughts on Salah TC? I definitely think it's still an option if you want to activate the chip, but I think this is going to be the ultimate week for the AM chip because you're going to get back-to-back weeks to play it. That's just my thinking anyway. That's just my thinking. I'm not hyped for upsets. This is the thing. I don't think Liverpool are going to lose either Everton or the Villa games. I just don't. I just prefer FPL.team. I think it's just a useful tool. It's not that Fantasy Football Hub isn't a useful tool. I mean, I'm one of their affiliates this year. So yeah, feel free to go and check it out. But I just prefer FPL.team. That's just the way I am. The thing is, like, Everton could win the Leicester game and get a good draw against Liverpool, and people are laughing. Equally, Leicester could beat Everton and absolutely get walloped by Liverpool and get absolutely nothing out of the game. That is the other way this could fall, right? Ooh, -8 for Slot. I think the TC might be better at that point. I really do. Can do Moyes Emery option for free or Slot for a -4. Who's your -4 for? There we go. Yeah, Moyes then Emery is the other one. But I just don't know. I am just tempted with this option. If you use the AM chip, you cannot use the triple captain. It lasts for 3 weeks. Bournemouth are very hard to beat, though. Bournemouth are hard to beat. Yeah, no getting around that. Would you do Diaz to Rodgers or any other mid, then do AM on Slot? I would. If I've got... This is the thing, right? These are my criteria. If I've got Diaz, if I've got Konate, Alisson, Van Dijk, I am easily taking one of those out for Slot, right? Diaz is a big rotation risk. Gakpo's also in there as well. But for me, Konate, Alisson and Van Dijk offer no attacking threat outside of the clean sheets. Over the 2 game weeks, if you say they get 4 clean sheets, right? 6, 12, 18, 24. That's without bonus. Slot probably will get 30 points. So you're already ahead by 6 points. So that's kind of my thinking with that one. Somebody asked me what teams are doubling. Here are the teams that potentially could be doubling. So if Liverpool get to the EFL Cup final, so if they overcome their 1-0 deficit to Spurs, they will then play double Villa in game week 25. So you'd have Aston Villa with Ipswich and Liverpool, and then we would have Liverpool with Wolves and Arsenal. So yeah, that's the way that Arsenal, that's the way that Villa and Liverpool will double. Liverpool need to win that Spurs game. Of course, if Spurs get to the cup final, then they will have a double and they will play Fulham. So that means then that Fulham will double with Nottingham Forest and Tottenham. So that opens, I think, a better door than Emery in terms of that assistant managership. Which is why I'm also tempted to go down that route, because you'd have table bonus against Nottingham Forest, and I definitely feel at home Fulham potentially could do something like that. And then finally, if Arsenal, but this is the lowest percentage one, if Arsenal overcome a 2-0 deficit and get to the final, then they will play Chelsea in a double game week. So them and Chelsea would double, but as you can see here, it's the lowest probability and hasn't been included on Ben Krellin's spreadsheet. But Chelsea would play Brighton away, and Arsenal would play Leicester away, and then Chelsea. So that, yeah, there you go. There you go. There's what would happen. Obviously, the permutations of the EFL Cup, which does take place next week. Thinking of Gakpo back out for Beto -4, then AM on slot. I wouldn't go Beto. I'd go and die. You're getting penalties. Don't go Beto. Yeah, I mean, I do feel like that could be the play, Andy. I do feel like that could be the play, mate. But like I said, I'm just a bit... I really don't know. I really don't know which way to play this one. And I feel like a lot of people are probably going to be in the same position over the next few weeks. Who should I bench between Kluivert, Foden and Rodgers? I probably would bench Foden for me there, mate. Konate down to Bednarek for slot in. Can you not get maybe an Ipswich player? They've got Southampton at home. You might need to play him this week. I don't know. Yeah, Gakpo's fine. He's not injured. This is just kind of the way that I want to play it. Right, what other stuff have we got on the Ass Man for this week? Wrong slide. This is the Ass Man slide I wanted. This is from 11FI. Make sure you go and check out their amazing website as well in the description. You know, I absolutely love 11FI and Rob TFPL. All these guys, absolute goats of the game. This is the projected points for the assistant manager based on the 11FI models. And this is one of the things that did potentially put me more onto slot, was the fact that Liverpool's numbers are pretty strong across the board. They're probably going to get about 30. Switching from Everton to either Fulham or Villa isn't as strong as doing that. It's very, very fine margins, but I do think maybe just playing it safe, going with just the kind of consensus, not really the consensus, there's just the favourites, might potentially come out on top rather than trying to, get this table bonus. Because both Everton and Villa, let's say Villa get to the final, Liverpool get to the final, they're going to struggle against Liverpool. There's no question of that. They will genuinely struggle against Liverpool. So is it really worth taking that gamble? I don't know, and I don't think it is right now. I think maybe playing it a little bit safer, going and getting slot in ahead of Gakpo, could be the right play. The thing is, I don't think I'd want to remove Trent. I think Trent is probably going to be more capable of a double-digit haul over the next few weeks than Gakpo. I just do. But that's just the way I sit on that one. I could do it. I could remove Trent down to Mikalenko and keep Gakpo, but I'd rather keep Trent over Gakpo for me personally. Yeah, I think free hit 29 is definitely on the cards as well, Andy, now. There's also been, obviously with us having these double game week 25 games as well, it means that we're probably only going to get one more double game week game, because the 29 fixtures originally were going to go into 33 or 36. That's now not going to happen. So when we get those big blanks for the FA Cups in 34, they'll either slot into 33 or 36. But I think there's only Newcastle that could double, Newcastle or Palace, that could now theoretically double in 36. So yeah, it's completely changed the landscape, and I definitely think free hitting in 29 has now become a much more viable option with that blank game week as well. I think I probably would play Gabriel ahead of Aina for me personally. Team reviews we'll do in about an hour. We'll do team reviews in about an hour. But yeah, Gakpo out, slot in is the way to go, says Stu. Cheers, Stu. Let's have a look what people are doing in the chat as well in terms of their poll. Assman Moyes getting a lot of love today, isn't he? 42% of the vote have gone for him. 36% have gone for Assman Slot. TC Salah is at 11%. And No Chip is interestingly at 10%. Visser is a good shout. And Visser would be the player that I ideally would like to get in this setup. If I was to go for it. Where is it? Visser would be the ideal player to go and get in here. But, as you can see, I don't have the money, unfortunately. I don't have the money to go to Visser. I've been outdiddled by the prices. But yeah, that's... I mean, Raya as well is also a bit of a problem to consider, isn't he? Raya is a little bit of a problem, with Arteta saying he's potentially going to be a bit of a doubt. So we could just make a move to Pickford for a -4 and have another double game week player in there anyway. Yeah, we can go through everything again regarding the double game weeks and chips, and we can talk you through it in a second. Wood to Visser and get Moyes in, then Emery in 25 and Arteta in 26. Yeah, I think that's probably going to be the either routes, isn't it? You go Moyes this week, then swipping around. Or, of course, you're going to back slot and hope that Liverpool win that game in midweek, then have the double game week as well. Why take Gakpo out? The reason I would take Gakpo out is obviously it frees up the Liverpool slot. And the thing is with Gakpo is I do think one of these games he will maybe be benched or maybe there's an early substitution. Now, with slot, I feel like the points are going to be very, very consistent across the board. I don't think Gakpo's are, right? I just don't think they are. So, yeah. The problem with Aina is I've gone through my team each week and I actually would play him in some of the weeks, so we're just going to keep him till we wildcard in 30. Yes, it would cost. It does cost money. Well, it costs transfers to, of course, change your manager as well. So if you wanted to go from David Moyes to Emery in game week 25, it is going to cost you one free transfer as well. So do just be wary of that, of course, if you are if you're going down that avenue. Just be wary of that one, all right? As long as you're aware, you're all good. Trent to Kirkes, not for me. Not for me. Bruno or Clivert? I mean, Clivert longer term, I'd definitely want. Play Clivert or João Pedro? I'd probably go Clivert, just the form he's in, I'd back that. Everton could do magic. Everton genuinely could do magic, but again, am I backing on magic or am I, hoping for the best? It's one of those. Will you take out Sanchez for a hit? I would probably take Sanchez out for a hit. Yeah, I probably would. I probably would take Sanchez out for a hit. That's the way I'd go on that one. Yeah, both games are difficult at home to score, and I get that. It's so, honestly, it's going to be so difficult this week to decide which way to go for it. I'm slightly leaning more towards this way, but genuinely it could go either way. Wood to Watkins, yeah, I don't have the budget, but if you've got the budget, definitely something to consider. Especially if Villa get that clean sheet at the double game week next week. They're playing Ipswich, then they have Liverpool. Like, Ollie Watkins has scored a Premier League hat-trick at Anfield before, by the way. TC Salah this game week or in 25, not using the AM until the end. Ooh, I mean, you're kind of hoping that Liverpool win, and there's a lot still riding on it. So if you're going to play the TC, play it this week. Because it just feels like, you could get to next week and Salah's out. So, yeah. Morning, Alex. Hope you're doing well, mate. One of our channel members. Of course, if you do want to become a channel member, click the join button down below. It only costs 99p per month. It helps support the channel and gives you guys special little shout outs. You've got, of course, your little GIF emojis and everything like that if you do become a channel member as well. So it's all good stuff. Alex, what's your plans ahead of the double game weeks and all the assistant manager? What way are you swinging on it, mate? I'd love to know. And he's made a valid point as well about Watkins. Duran has now left the club as well. I do imagine Aston Villa will probably bring a backup in, but still, probably, I reckon Watkins for the next few weeks could be decent. If you AM this week, you cannot triple captain. The AM lasts for 3 game weeks. Start Rodgers or Kluivert. I probably would say you're going to go Rodgers on that one and bench Kluivert, but the form that Kluivert's in, it could genuinely go either way. But I think with Liverpool's strong defence, probably would still go Rodgers. Would you do Luis Diaz to Dango for a -4 and AM on slot? Dango over Kluivert allows me to do Wood to Watkins next week. Yes, I would. Why not start Rodgers after his hat-trick midweek? Yeah, I mean, we're probably going to get quite a few questions. Why am I not going to start Morgan Rodgers? We spoke about this last night in the preview stream. Getting yourself up for that European game is going to be massive, and I feel like Villa were probably up here on Wednesday night, right? They've got through to the round of 16. They've progressed. Rodgers has scored a hat-trick. His levels are here, right? There's always going to be a bit of a tail-off, like emotionally. And trying to get yourself back up to that level, a young man, he very, very easily could do it, could get himself to that level. But Villa's record post-Champions League games this season is absolutely abysmal. They've only won 1 game. They've only scored 6 goals post that. And usually they're losing or drawing games. So it's one of those. It could come back to bite me in the arse and we might need to play Morgan Rodgers. But, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I do think Slot is the best option if you can get to him easily. Wood to Ndiaye for Moyes. Yeah. Is Watkins still on pens? I mean, after he slipped on his arse, probably not. Could have Rodgers on pens, to be fair. Maybe probably look at... Trying to think who to look for in that price bracket. Maybe Dean Henderson could be probably the one. Didn't feel perfect, but I sold Gakpo for Visser and Asman slot. Yeah, I think that is probably the way we're going to be going. Gakpo down to Ndiaye, slot in. It doesn't feel 100% right, but I don't know. I don't know. Start Dango or Ahmed this week. Is Ahmed to Rodgers worth a -4 next week? I think if they get the double, yeah, definitely. Because that -4 probably will just be covered by him playing one of the games. So you get like basically another game for nothing. And it's Ipswich. And Ipswich at the moment look terrible. Genuinely terrible. I chose Slot for the manager. Yep, I think that's probably going to be the way to go. I know we've had someone ask me repeatedly how the double game weeks are going to work. So, yeah, let's go for it. And the assistant manager. So let's go for it for Trampoline WWE. Because I imagine quite a few of you as well, probably a little bit confused how all these double game weeks and assistant manager chips going to work. So let's talk through the assistant manager chip first. Once you activate it, it is active for 3 weeks. It comes out of your budget. Let me think off the top of my head what else happened. So it comes out of your budget. They score points based on their actions. Okay, so let me see if I've still got the slide. If not, I'll put the slide in. I think it should be this one. Right, okay, let me quickly just change this slide for you, mate. Where is it? Image. Let me swap this slide for you. Here you go. So this is the point scoring on the assistant manager chip, yep. So the chip earns points based on your chosen manager's performance, not the actual manager themselves. That's a very important thing to realise. A team win is 6 points, a team draw is 3 points. The goal scored, so you get 1 point per goal, and a clean sheet from that team also gets you 2 points. Table bonus is where I think a lot of people who are going for Moyes, of course, are going to be looking at it. So if the team is 5 places above them, they have the opportunity to go and get table bonus. If you get that win with the table bonus, you get an extra 10 points, 5 points for a draw. So that's why people are, of course, looking at the likes of Moyes, looking at the likes of Emery or Silva next week, because there's the opportunity to get this additional 10 points for bonus, right? So that's what people are doing. I hope that makes sense. If anybody wants to take a screenshot of that, feel free to, so you understand where the points are coming from and how potentially each manager is scored. Remember, if you want to change the assistant manager, it is actually going to eat into your free transfers. So do be wary of that one. Once you've selected your manager, that's it. If it starts to, of course, then look at, you know, other assistant. If you start to look at other assistant managers, then it will start using transfers. Okay, be wary of that one. So yeah, if anybody wants to take a screenshot of that, feel free to. You now understand how the point scoring works. Now let's move on to the double game weeks for 25. Of course, these aren't confirmed yet and aren't going to be confirmed till Thursday, once, of course, all the Carabao Cup fixtures are done, right? So the double game week news. If Liverpool overcome Spurs in the semi-final, then they will double against Aston Villa in game week 25. So Aston Villa would face Ipswich and Liverpool would face Wolves and Aston Villa. If Spurs were to beat Liverpool, then they double and they get Nottingham Forest and Tottenham. They get Manchester United and Fulham would get Nottingham Forest and Tottenham. And finally, if Arsenal were to get to the EFL Cup final, them and Chelsea would double. But that's got the lowest probability, of course, with Arsenal being 2-0 down and heading to St James's Park, and is probably the most unlikely outcome. However, never say never. That's all I'm going to say on that one. So who would probably be the best assistant manager and when? I think if you've got the chip and you can get it this week, Slot is going to be the best one, because realistically, you're probably going to get back-to-back game weeks. It's one of the most probable outcomes that Liverpool beat Spurs and get to that cup final. So you're going to have double game weeks. You're then going to have the fact that you've got Slot. Okay, you've got Slot. That's great. You've got Slot. And realistically, he could score quite a lot. So let's go back to the scoring metrics. Okay. I think it was this one, right? Did I put it on? Yeah, so let's go back here. So a team wins 6. So if they win all their 4 games, 6, 12, 18, 24. Okay, that's 24 off the bat. If they just win all their games. Then let's say they win them all by 1 goal. Let's not be generous to Liverpool. Let's say they win them all by 1 goal. Okay? So what's that? An extra 4 points? So you're on 28, right? They keep a couple clean sheets in there. Let's say 2. Let's be generous. You're talking plus 30 points for winning all 4 games, okay? Plus 30 points for winning all 4 games. So that, for me, is why Slot is probably going to be the most effective assistant manager. Now, of course, with David Moyes, if he wins that Leicester game, great. They're probably going to be on around 10 points. Then they go into that Liverpool game with the opportunity for the table bonus. Let's even say they just get a draw, right? There, of course, is going to be additional points. But is it still going to match Slot? I just don't think it is. I think you're probably looking at maybe 15 points if they get something out of that game. Then we go on to Emery. Again, probably going to batter Ipswich. So let's say they get 10 there. They're probably going to be on about 15. Then they go into that Liverpool game. Again, there is that opportunity for table bonus, yada, yada. But I just feel like this could be the safer route to points. I do feel like Slot is going to be the safer route to points. That's my thinking right now. But let's wait and see, obviously. If you go Moyes and Emery next week, you'll have 1 double game week player than getting Slot. We would, but I could also take a -4 to get Pickford in this week to sort out Raya. I could. And I think I might. Just to give me an extra double game week player as well and cover off that Everton defence as well a little bit. But yeah, that's my current thoughts on it and why I think I probably would be going for Thingy. Because it's just one of those where, yeah. Oh yeah, you get your money back once the chip has expired. You get your money back once the chip's expired. I hope that made sense to everyone. I know it was a little bit rambly. Alex, I'm in complete agreement, mate. I do feel it does feel a little bit wishful in terms of the thinking. Like, you know, they should beat Leicester. Let's be real. Everton should beat Leicester. Great. They should. But there's no probable guarantee of that. There's no like, yep, they are definitely nailed on. Everton are this super side that could absolutely demolish Leicester. Let's not forget Leicester actually won against Spurs last week. Now, I know it's Spurs and they're terrible, but whatever. But that's just my thinking right now. And I just think it is a little bit wishful thinking. I know it's the final game at Goodison. You never know what could happen. But it does feel like very, very wishful thinking. Are you using the AM or TC this week? I haven't got the TC as I've already played it, so that pretty much puts me down to AM. Liverpool could draw. Bournemouth are in great form. They genuinely are in great form. Yeah, it's a 50-50, but it's definitely in Everton's favour. I'd probably still back them to be the favourite in that game. Yeah, there is. This is the thing. There's no guarantee that Liverpool beat Bournemouth. But if we look at Liverpool's results this season, they are flying. Like they are in the Premier League, just winning games consistently. The other thing with keeping Gakpo would be, I do think he misses one game. Let's not forget, Liverpool have lost one game this season. Just the solitary game to Nottingham Forest. That's it. That's all they've lost this season. And people are betting against them basically with Emery and Moyes next week. To me, you're not hedging your bets in the right area. That's how it feels to me. If you've got somebody that's only lost one, and now you're hoping that they lose two within the next 2 weeks, just doesn't feel plausible to me. That's the way I'm looking at it. Everton have the lowest XG in the league and have lost their striker. Yep. No transfers left, no money in the bank, and 3 Liverpool players. TC, Salah, or -4 to Slot. I mean, you could activate that assistant manager next week, play the TC on Salah. But like I said, I would be trying to get away. Who's your 3 Liverpool players, Leo? Let me know. Everton are in good form. They are. They've won the past few games. Moyes has definitely brought them back, but yeah. AMC or triple captain, which would you recommend? I would recommend the assistant manager as well. Yep. Yeah. You'd still have the double game week Liverpool players for next week as well. By the way, guys, make sure you are liking today's stream, hitting that subscribe button as well. It does push it out to more people, and that is exactly what we want with these streams. But yeah, if you've got any questions about the Ass Man and whether or not it's going to be the correct strategy, do let me know. Yeah, they do really score. They do struggle to score goals. There's still a chance I could end up going for David Moyes. I would say though it's probably more likely that we're going to end up with this that's on screen right now than going for David Moyes. Right now, that's how my position feels like. From Nepal, very nice. Very nice. Let me know, guys, where in the chat you are coming in from today. -4, Gakpo to Slot. Oh, would I do it for a minus? I don't know if I would. Assman, Iriola, not for me. I know you might get the table bonus, but with the double game weeks, you've got to be targeting those. Yeah, that's correct, Tim. That is correct. Yeah, you'd have the double game week players for this week and next week. Sell Gakpo, bring in Vissa, and be able to buy Slot. I think if I've got that, I'm probably going to do it, you know. I've got Salah, Gakpo, and Virgil. I would get rid of Virgil. I said this earlier in the stream. If you've got the defenders, right, 6, 12, 18, 24, over the double game weeks, right, that is then their cap, I'd say, unless they get bonus and score. But those ones are unlikely, I would say. Definitely unlikely to do anything more than that. So I'd reckon going Slot's probably going to be the way there, mate. Over playing Virgil van Dijk. When is the Carabao Cup games? They are on Wednesday and Thursday. Yeah, you'd basically get 5 games out of Slot, but I would be tempted to swap him in game week 26 because they play City. There's some interesting fixtures that week that could definitely maximise the table bonus. Of course, if Slot's not gone 100%, we can definitely look to maximise the table bonus, or we could, of course, look to do something else. Maybe just go for a safe option if Slot's already delivered. If you replace Gakpo, is it then smarter to switch with another double game week player? It's not bad, but if we look at the betting markets for Vissa for this week, Vissa is my ideal player. I would absolutely love to drop Gakpo for, but I can't do it. But if we look at those, the projected goal numbers for Brentford are cracking. Spurs, of course, are absolutely woeful at the moment as well in terms of their attackers as well. So, yeah. I think I probably would be going Visser, but a double game week player and Dye could be a decent shout. The reason I've gone for it is it does give me enough budget. Yeah, I think I'm in agreement with you, Alex, as well. If I've got Virgil van Dijk, Konate, Alisson, I would take a -4 to get slot in. I just think it's the play. This is the thing. Gakpo could very easily pop off and get a hat-trick, and I've got egg on my face. But I don't think he would. I don't. This is the thing, right? But then you've got to factor in the play that he played additional minutes when he didn't really need to midweek. How is that going to have impacted him in terms of that rotation? You don't know. If I don't have DTC, shall I activate the manager chip? Yes. If you've not got the triple captain for this week, then of course go for the assistant manager chip. For me personally, Trampoline, I would play the assistant manager chip this week for the next 3 weeks. The triple captain, I reckon, probably will go into 33. Yeah, that's probably where I'd play that one. Wildcard, I wouldn't wildcard because we don't know what teams are doubling next week. Even though it's next game week, we still don't know what ones to go for. It doesn't feel like the right play, does it, really? Taking Gakpo out ahead of it, but yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? It is one of those where we're still picking up a bit of points if he does anything because we've got slot, but it is one of those where it is a tricky one. It is a tricky one because we're taking out a player that did just going back 16 points. But yeah, it's one of those. Yes, I would do the Robertson move, sorry. Gakpo to Ndiaye or Visser to enable slot. I guess Ndiaye you do get a double game week, but he's probably going to be a problem or a pain in the arse after that. Visser at least is good to go regardless there. And it is actually tempting me that I could do that. If I did Pickford to... I could then not have to deal with little crappy Ndiaye after that. Would you take out Gakpo or Trent for slot? I would be more tempted to take Gakpo out. Yeah. That's something I could do. Let's have a fiddle. Let's have a fiddle. Not in that way. But what I could do is we could just get Visser out. Visser in, sorry. Because I do really like Johan Visser. And then we can get Pickford in for the double. It is going to be a -4, but I like this team a lot better. I feel a lot more comfortable playing this team. Then game week 25, we'd go in like this. Visser would obviously start ahead of Ahmad. We'd have Watkins in here for him. Oh. Then they'd have Leicester. Oh, they'd have Leicester. We'd have a double up of Leicester. I feel like the team would look in a lot stronger of a position as well. Okay. There's some food for thought, isn't there? There is some food for thought. I reckon we could be tempted to do this for a -4. Then the question would be, do we play Ahmed or do we play Rodgers? Or do we play Wood or Rodgers? Would you do ease up for Watkins if he doubles? Yes. Yeah, I think I would. I think that's the other beauty of this as well, is I've just got that free transfer in hand then to do that. But yeah, let me know in the chat, which way would you prefer? Would you do the Visser? Would you do just Ndiaye and slot in for Gakpo? Or would you do Visser and Pickford in for a -4? Yeah, let me know in the chat which way you'd go on that one. But it is... I just think the team looks a bit better for 26, because I was going through them yesterday, and both options, the team looks crap against 26, but then we'd have Visser at home... at Leicester, which is very, very, very good. Of course, we do have the option to go for Moyes as well. We could go down that route, but yeah, I am feeling this is probably going to be the better route. I am feeling this could be the better route to go for. Yeah, Pickford would probably be a hole till our wild card in 30 as well. Yeah, it's just a double game week player, isn't it, really? His data's absolutely crap. So, yeah, I think this could be the move we go for, you know, guys. I think this could be it. Yeah, this is the thing, Trampoline. The Moyes one is a gamble. It is a gamble. It just is. It's a big gamble. Do I sell Virgil van Dijk for slot? If yes, 5.6 million defender I should bring in. I would do it, yes. And you could either get yourself a double game week defender like Mikalenko. You could then set yourself up maybe for the next double game week. Arsenal have got some great fixtures regardless. So you could be tempted to go for an Arsenal defender around that price point. I think you can still get Timber, right? Is he 5.6? Either that, or you could go and get like a Konza, a Mikalenko for this week to confirm the double, and Anderson as well. Really drop it down just to cover yourself off, really. For next week as well. I just know if I end up with Moyes, he'll get 3 points, yeah. I mean, bro, if you want to get Marmouche, you go and get Marmouche. You play your own game. Alright? I would be tempted with either B or C there, Hugo. Yeah. No, they get bonus for both games. Pretty much, basically, the way to see a double game week is it's 2 single games plonked together. So they'll pick up the bonus for each of those games. It doesn't, like, accumulate. Well, it does accumulate, but you know what I mean. They are basically separate entities that come together to make one score. Yeah, I feel like this could be the play, guys. I do feel like this could be the play. We're getting an additional double game week player in, who I feel quite comfortable in. I was never going to ever play Ndiaye after this week. Whereas Visser, I feel confident that he'll play. I do feel confident that he'll play. Diaz will score 2 in 20. Yeah, I mean, this could all fall apart really, couldn't it? Very quickly. If Gakpo scores a hat-trick. It very easily could. Any reason why Slot is a better option than Moyes? Just because Liverpool are going to be the favourites going into most of these games. Right? That's it. Slot's going to be the favourite going into most of these games. So that's probably the way it's going to work. Yep, Slot will have 5 games in 3 game weeks. I mean, the assistant manager in 36 could work. But remember, we might only get one team that doubles now in 36. I think you're better playing the assistant manager chip this week. I think you're going to get yourself more fixtures. You're going to have 2 back-to-back double game weeks to pick from in terms of your assistant manager. Huijsen could be a decent one. Anderson from Fulham, they have a slight potential chance of a double. Some alright fixtures afterwards as well. I think I probably would go Rodgers, you know. I probably would go Rodgers. But with Kluivert, you are, of course, getting the penalty appeal. They're in really good form at the moment. It genuinely is a really difficult one and a tricky one. No, that's pretty much it. This is going to be your only probably week to triple captain Salah. After this week, yeah, it's not it. It's not it, I'm afraid. Manager chip this week has to be TC in another single/double game week. Yeah. There are some decent fixtures coming up for Chelsea in the next few weeks. They play both Southampton and Ipswich. So, yeah. I think I probably would maybe save the transfer rather than bringing in like an Ndai or a Pickford for me personally. I'm in a fortunate position where I already have double Villa because that's the more probable route. But yeah. TC when Newcastle have a double, yep, you could whack it on Alexander Isak. That could either go into 33, I think, or 36, and it could be one of the only games that does double in 36. So it could be a very, very late kind of triple captain that could shoot you up the ranks. Remember, guys, if you're enjoying today's stream, make sure you're liking, subscribing, all that good stuff. Currently sat on 37 likes. If we can get the stream to 50 likes, that would be absolutely incredible. Yeah, Kirkes is all right. Hoyson's also a decent shout as well. I will do team reviews in half an hour. Of course, if you want your team reviewed by me, head over to my Twitter at FPLTom_. Leave it under one of my most recent tweets, and we'll get round to doing some of those as well in a little bit. Right, let's head on then. Let's take a look at my predictions for this week. I hope that's the right one. It isn't. Whoops. This is going to be the right one. Here we go. My predictions for this week. I know a few of you have asked me to start doing predictions for each week, so we will actually get them done each week now. So Nottingham Forest, Brighton, I have gone for a 1-1. Liverpool against Bournemouth, I do feel it will be a close game, but I still think like Liverpool will edge it out at 2-1. It's going to be a 2-1 win for Everton over Leicester. 2-2 for Ipswich, Southampton. I can just see goals being in that game. Both teams can't defend at the moment, so yeah, I probably would go with that. 3-1 for Newcastle over Fulham. 1-1 in the late game between Wolves and Aston Villa. 4-2 win for Brentford over Spurs. 2-2 between United and Palace. 1-1 between Arsenal and Manchester City. A 2-1 win for Chelsea over West Ham. And then 0-0 in the derby. They're usually 0-0, but yeah, that's the way I'm just thinking on that one. Let me know what you think of the predictions for this week. Is there any that I've got horribly wrong? Let me know in the chat. Fair. If that's the way you see it, then fair enough. But at the same time, you could argue that that's bad for Gakpo as well. Like, surely he's not going to do well. 6 draws. There could be a lot of draws this week. There could be a lot of draws. Maybe not a lot of winners. Why not? 6 draws. Go for it. If you think 0-0 is that tempting, Moyes, is it? Yeah, it would be a winning table bonus, but I'm just hedging my bets and playing it safe. This is a bloody nightmare. People are hating on the predictions. They're hating on the predictions. They're not fans of it. Is it worth going to Raya to Pickford for a -4? I think I'm going to be doing it for a -4, so yeah. I'm thinking of Moyes 24, Iriola plus 25 and 26. You might as well go for another double game week manager in 25, Nick. You're going to have potentially Emery or... Who's the other one? Silva. So yeah. Yeah, we'll probably do a knee-jerk reaction stream tomorrow. Liverpool will beat Everton. Yeah, it's just one of those. Like, it is probably... When I did these a couple of days ago, before, of course, the announcement. And I was like, it is the final game at Goodison. They can't really score. I can see it being a tight affair. Maybe they nick it. I don't know. Am I going to make my transfers on stream? Probably. Probably will. Bro predicted 10 clean sheets. No clean sheets in 10 games. Look how many clean sheets we get per week. It's not many. It isn't many. Right, let's head on over to what my team is, because someone's just asked me what are my plans. So this is how we are probably going to line up for this week. We're bringing in Slot. We're going to take out Gakpo for Visser, and we're going to take Raya out for Pickford. It's going to require me to take a -4, but these are the plans. These are the plans. Have Salah, Gakpo, Diaz, and Buemo, Palmer, Visser, Isak all in attack. It's a good attack. This is the thing, right? There was also something that Rob T FPL did. I don't want you to get a clean sheet. I just don't think there will be many clean sheets. Rob obviously put together a graph that showed that, yes, there's a higher upside with the table bonus. However, on an average, the favourites do score better, more consistently. So I think with the position we're in, we should just be looking to play it more consistent, get the points bagged in. But if you're, of course, chasing, then go for Moyes. That's fine. If you're ranked miles behind, you might need to take that gamble on Moyes. But I'm not. I'm in a pretty decent position. And I think the better option is just to play it safe this week, use the assistant manager, use it on somebody that is going to be the favourites going into all 4 games, and hope that Gakpo doesn't go off in one of them. It is going to be a very, very sad feeling, but we'll be fine. Yeah, this is the thing. If I've got Verge, Alisson, Konate, Diaz, I'm definitely going to be taking them out for slot. Gakpo is more debatable. It is more debatable. Yeah, Everton are the favourites in the Leicester game, but I wouldn't say by a distance. Oh yeah, if you're 4 millionth in the world, have some fun. Have some fun. You can't triple captain Salah if you're going for the assistant manager chip this week. Just not the way the game works. Just not how it works. Do keep your questions coming in, guys. Of course, we'll be doing team ratings a little bit later on. Make sure you're hitting that like button, subscribe button, all that good stuff. This is the other plan. I probably would do that other move to Moyes to Emery/Silva. I do think that is another plausible option. It would require another -4 for me as well. I mean, you've got to still be using a chip this game week. You've got to be. You've got to be. First season? I mean, I feel like the goalposts have moved so much. Historically, it's been the top 1K, but the top 10K, top 100K. But we've now got more and more informed managers. So I'd say if you get yourself inside the top 250, 2,000, can't get my words out today. Top 250K for your first season, I feel that's pretty respectable. Yeah, I'll be doing team reviews at 8:30. I won't be streaming till the deadline. We've kind of changed up how we stream this season. Once all the big boys go live, we pretty much finish it there because there is no point. They take all the views. We're just talking to kind of the loyalists, and they're gonna be here regardless because they love me. Now that's a little bit vain, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Before, I think it was around November, I got tonsillitis. I did get it in November because I was just streaming for like 3-4 hours. Probably midweek with Champions League, then would be doing a Premier League one as well. And I was just getting really ill, and like I said, I absolutely knackered my vocal cords, doing that. So I've kind of made the decision to go earlier. We're getting better views doing this as well. We're gaining more subscribers, and my vocal cords, most importantly, are not getting knackered, which is the main thing for me, really. Sell Foden to Cliver or Wood to Ndai to get slot. I'd be more tempted with the Foden to Cliver one. I could see Chris Wood scoring in the early kickoff. Most sold player, you see it all the time. I would do that. Yeah, I would. To file funds for Moyes would be for a -4. It's risky. It is risky, but I think I probably still would do it, Charlie. I know you guys would stay even if the big boy's alive, but I'm looking after myself. I'm taking myself like as the most important person in this. Looking after my vocals. Like I said, I was getting ill quite a lot, so I don't want to do that again. Start 4 of Ahmad, Sarr, Wood, Rogers, João Pedro. I would go Wood, Rogers, Ahmad, probably João Pedro. You can't triple captain Salah for 3 game weeks if you went for slot this week. I would have probably Gordon and either Wood. Oh, it's going to be such a toughie. Probably Wood, based just off the fixture. Oh, cheers, Tim. I appreciate that, man. Mateta to Delap. No, there's better forwards than Delap. I'd rather have Ndiaye than Delap. Turkina Bush, welcome to the chat, man. Hope you're doing good. I already have 3 Liverpool. So do you like bringing in Ndiaye and Moyes, praying they batter Leicester and then swapping him for another double game week manager? It is possible. It is possible. Depends who your 3 Liverpool players are, mate. Let me know. I have Konate, Trent, Salah and 0.1 in the bank. The only way to get Slot is Trent out. I mean, it's not the only way. You could get Konate out. Konate down to a dud. You could play Greaves this week. If you went for Greaves, you could do it that way. I mean, I don't mind it, Harry, but like I've said, if I've got Alisson, Van Dijk, Konate, Diaz, I would take all of those out to go and get Slot in for me. Yeah, so if you activate the assistant manager chip this week, it runs for game week 24, game week 25, and game week 26. Ooh, I mean, you could TC Salah this week, then activate the assistant manager next week. You could do it, but there will be other double game weeks, but not as many as we think. Only probably 33 and 36 are going to be over a chance for a double game week. Then yeah, bro, I would take Alisson out. Don't go for Pickford then. Go for just a different. Go for maybe like back Villa potentially to get that clean sheet next double game week next week. Maybe play that a little bit. Would you start Savinho or bench him if he plays? I mean, he's been doing all right. I mean, you're really into your City players, aren't you, mate? Bro, I need help. Pick 3. I would go Aina, Burn, and Mazraoui. No, the AM should be used this week. If you've got the AM, well, everyone's got the AM, but the AM ideally should be used this week or next week. You get in, well, if you use it this week, you get in 2 extra fixtures on top of that already, right? If you play it in 31, you're going to obviously have the double in 33 that's counted in there. But ideally, I think you're probably going to want to play like a bench boost or something else in that period. We're not going to get another period where we've got back-to-back double game weeks. This is what this chip was for, to be used in a week where you have back-to-back double game weeks. Do keep your questions coming in, guys. Keep the likes coming in, subscribers, all that good stuff. You know the drill by now. Help us hit 12,500 subscribers by the end of the season. That is the aim. And of course, it is only possible with your guys' amazing support. Yep, if Liverpool lose next week, there is no double game week. Should I sell Sells and get Pickford? I've got Mikalenko, but Munoz will be starting every week. Yeah, I probably would. Tempted to TC Salah in 33 if he plays Leicester and Tottenham. 5 fixtures in 3 game weeks. Yeah, I think that's probably going to be the better one to go for. Is it a good idea to keep a Chelsea player for future double game weeks as Jackson or switch to Ndiaye? I would maybe just hold on to Jackson. I wouldn't really be looking. There's the smallest percentage chance that Chelsea get a double next week because Arsenal need to overcome a 2-0 deficit, but it's not out the realms of possibility. And I don't really think like Ndiaye could do something against Leicester, but yeah. I mean, yeah, if Liverpool don't get through, then obviously we're going to be changing the assistant manager, but that's by the by, isn't it? Then we'd just go Marco Silva, wouldn't we? if you haven't got a backup goalkeeper, I maybe would be tempted to make that switch to Pickford this week. But I think Arteta said it's not looking good, but I don't believe anything that comes out of that man's mouth, to be honest. I have Trent, Gakpo and Salah for Liverpool, 0 free transfers. Would you still bring in Slot? If you've got an easy way to do it, then yes. But it's hard, mate. It is a hard decision. And it could lead to a lot of heartbreak. This is the thing. If you've got Salah, Gakpo, Trent, there's two options. You can go and get Moyes and play that route of looking for the table bonus. Or you can, of course, take either one of Gakpo or Trent out and look to go and get Slot in and hope that he does well. I just think Slot will probably outscore Gakpo over the next 2 game weeks. I just do. It's a big gamble, though, because all it takes is Gakpo to pop off in one of these fixtures. It's a huge gamble. But I just think that Liverpool are going to be favourites going into all 4 of these games. If they win all 4 of these games comfortably, or at least by a clean sheet or a goal either side, they're going to be, picking up 30, 40 points there, easy. So that's where my head is at right now. That's where my head is at. I would bench Pedro over Rodgers, mate. I would start Gabriel over Colwell, and I haven't made any transfers yet, but this is the current plan. Drop Gakpo down to Visser, take Raya out and bring in Pickford, and activate the assistant manager chip and put it on Slot. Which manager am I thinking of getting in 26? I guess it depends how well Slot does. We could just play it sensible, pick up like Hertzler. They've got Southampton, take the easy dub. Or we could maybe just, if the Slot one hasn't worked out, we could just play for table bonus and look at somebody like a Guardiola against Liverpool. I know it's wild to think, but we could just do that. It is going to be it's going to be a fun week, but it's going to be a lot of chaos. I think a lot of people, there's going to be some heartbreak, isn't there? Especially if Everton lose this game against Leicester. My God, people are going to lose their head. People are going to absolutely lose their head, aren't they? Ooh, I think I probably would prefer the... I mean, Tarkowski, you're going to get at least one. You're going to get the double confirmed. Konza would be the gamble, wouldn't he? But I don't mind the Tarkowski one. I probably would just hope Raya plays then. I don't think it's worth the goalkeeper transfer, in my opinion. Do keep the questions coming in, guys. Any that you do have, let me know ahead of the deadline. We'll be doing team ratings at 8:30. Quick question. Do you think going TC in 24 and then Slot in 25 is better than just going for Slot in 24? I think we'll have more opportunities to do the triple captain. However, I don't mind that move. I don't. I do still think it's a definite possibility. But if Liverpool win both of the games comfortably and Salah isn't maybe involved or doesn't really pop off, it could lead with potential egg on your face. The TC could be more effective if maybe Newcastle get that double in 36, play it on Isak. That could be the way to go for it. Yeah. But this is the thing. We'll obviously be able to see that when we get to 26. We'll be able to see that opportunity, won't we? Would you go to Slot if the only way is a -8 transfer to free up a Liverpool slot, Alisson, and 1 to raise funds? I don't think I would. Yeah, I think this is the thing. Like people saying, oh, if you go the Moyes route, there's going to be more upside, and you lose out on Gakpo. I fully get it. But what if? Everton do lose to Leicester? It's a possibility that they do. It's a possibility that Liverpool lose to Bournemouth and Everton. It is a possibility. However, one of the strongest teams in Europe, or Everton, who only recently have started to turn things around, I think I'd rather hedge my bets with one of the best teams in Europe than Everton. A team that are probably 18th or 19th for XG this season. That's where my head is at. Athletic think he's okay. Fair enough. If the Athletic think he's okay, then he probably is. I'm just maybe taking a little bit of a gamble with the... Well, the -4 allows me to go and get Visser in, and I prefer Visser over and Die for me personally. That's the way that I see it. I was eyeing that possible TC on Isak in 36, but wanted to hear your opinion. Yeah, I think that could be the better route to go for, mate. I just think a lot less people will probably look at it as well. And that could be like even bigger for rank gain. I think, you know, you have your assistant manager this week for 2 double game weeks. Then, of course, you get an Isak in for another week as well. Seems like a good option to me, mate. There'll be another storm and more postponements, probably. Start Robinson or Timber this week. I probably would play Robinson. I would probably bench either Colwell or Gabriel in that one. I would start Hall. No, you're not going to be able to TC anyone if you activate the assistant manager chip this week. Do you think it's a good option to use the transfer on Henderson to Pickford? Don't mind it. Brings in another double game week player. Yep, there's TC opportunities in the future. Chelsea have got some good single game week fixtures. You've got a double game week in 33. You've got a double game week in 36 potentially as well. I mean, if you've got free transfers there, it can be very, very easy to go and get slot in. So I probably would, mate. I'd drop Gakpo down, get slot in. But again, if you're feeling Moyes, then go for Moyes. I would start Ahmad over Dango this week for me. I would probably prefer the second option there, Turkey in a Bush. No, they're not 20th for XG. I think Southampton are rock bottom in that regard. What is the double game week in 33? Give me a second. Let me see if I can open it. 1 second. Let me put you on this screen. And let me see if I can just quickly open it up for you guys. If I can, then that's great. Right, I think you should be able to see it. Does it have it? Does it have it? Does it have it? They're not in here. They're not in Ben Krellin's spreadsheet. Damn it. I thought they were going to be. But it's all dependent on FA Cup games. That's why it's not in there yet. It's all dependent on FA Cup games. So we need to wait for the FA Cup next weekend to start figuring out which teams are going to be in here for 33. But yeah, there you go. There you go. Why Ahmad over Rodgers? I mean, it's probably going to be one for the coin, I reckon. It's probably going to be one for the coin. Start Gabriel or Hall? I would prefer to start Hall. Yep, if I'm bringing in slot, it will require me to take a hit. This is an absolute gem. Don't speak about the Lord Vissa like that. It doesn't feel right, does it? It doesn't feel right taking out Gakpo to bring in slot, but yeah. Yes, I would do that move, mate. I would do that move. I would recommend probably maybe taking a -4 this week if it's to get you an assistant manager, and yes. Can you do a coin flip for Porro or Robinson, who to bench? Yep, we can do that for you, mate. Heads is going to be Porro. Tails is going to be Robinson, okay? Heads. There you go. Heads. The coin did cook. The coin did absolutely cook for me recently. I can't lie about that one. I do prefer probably selling Gakpo over Trent. But yeah, it's so tough. It honestly is so tough which one to go for. Ooh, I would prefer to probably play Alanga if he's back fit. Thank you for helping the stream hit over 50 likes, guys. Massively appreciate that one. Do keep the likes coming in. If we get to 100 likes, I usually do something for 100 likes. A little dance, a little sing-song, whatever. We usually do something. Right, I'm going to do a coin flip for myself. We're going to see if we play Ahmad or Rogers this week. Heads is going to be Ahmad. Tails is going to be Rogers, okay? Heads, which was Ahmad. The coin has spoken yet again. In terms of expected value, good question. Great question, mate. We do have something for that. So these are the predicted points. And I just feel like that -4 is probably going to be better because Moyes could lose the Leicester game. And if he loses the Leicester game, you're a bit screwed. You are a little bit screwed because then they've got to go to one of the best teams in Europe and try and get a result. I know it's at home, it's Goodison, whatever. But I do just feel like that -4 is probably going to be more worthwhile, to be honest. In my opinion. Hey, Alex, we're both there, bro. We're both there. If it works, it works. The coin has spoken. It absolutely cooked for the Champions League in midweek. It told me to bench Lewandowski for Rafinha. Worked. We also went with Dembele. Hat-trick for him. So, yeah. Team ratings will be done at 8:30. Bench one of Ahmad, João Pedro, Gibbs White. Probably would be tempted more with João Pedro or Gibbs White in that one. Yep, I'm still doing team ratings. We'll be doing those at 8:30. We've not started any yet, so we'll get a good batch of those in. Get them out. Get them done. Unai won't be your assistant manager till game week 25 if Liverpool, of course, progress to the next round of the Carabao Cup. So that's going to be the point, of course, where you do go for that one. Gordon or Ahmed, bench, ask the coin. No problem, mate. Heads is going to be Gordon. Tails is going to be Ahmed, okay? Heads for Gordon. Play Greaves or Mikalenkovic. I mean, you could play Greaves this week. I still probably would prefer to play Mikalenkovic, but yeah, Greaves is definitely still there. I would start Lewis Hall over Greaves. I would start Lewis Hall over Greaves. I would probably drop Cliver or Wood there, mate. Should I sell Gordon for Mbeumo? Probably, yeah. I probably would. I would be more looking towards those double game week players with higher upside over the next 2 weeks than maybe doing that one this week. Only 0.2 in the bank. Who do I sell for Moyes? Want to have Bournemouth, Sanchez, Hall. Probably either Timber or Sanchez are probably going to be the ones, aren't they? Start Lewis or Aina. Start Lewis, Hall or Aina. I would probably maybe go Lewis Hall on that one. Was it a bad idea to triple captain or assistant manager? It's not a bad idea to play either, to be honest. Good replacement for Trent. I mean, I don't know why you're taking Trent out. I know he eats up a lot of budget, but still. Don't think I'd take Trent out. Yep, you can send me a team over. We've not done any team ratings yet. We'll be doing those at 8:30. Make sure you are liking today's stream, guys. It does massively boost it in terms of the algorithm as well, which is what we want to see. So yeah, make sure you're hitting that like button. Any updates about Raya? Someone said earlier that the Athletic said that he was all hunky-dory, so you could potentially just keep him. Chance of Ipswich Southampton clean sheet. Yeah, we'll look at the betting data for that one. So Ipswich are at 31%, which is probably going to be the highest you're ever going to get them. So you definitely have a possibility to play it. But if I had the choice between Lewis Hall and an Ipswich defender, of course I'm picking Lewis Hall every day of the week. Come on. Easy. Easy. Yeah, I do get it. I think that is the possibility. You know, with going for David Moyes, you do get that opportunity of getting table bonus. But at the same time, they're going against Liverpool. Same with next week if Villa get through. They're going up against Liverpool. It's not an easy task. It's not like, oh, I could just roll them over. Not going to work. Where do I send my teams? If you want to send them to me on my Twitter, at FPLTom_, leave it under one of my most recent tweets and we'll get round to it. Make sure you drop me a follow on there as well, because sometimes it doesn't pull through straight away. Bench Rodgers or Saar? I would bench Saar in that regard. Fair enough. If you think Bournemouth are gonna beat Liverpool, then go for it. It is team review time. Here we go, baby. Here we go. Let's head on over to Twitter. Okay, we've had a few sent in. Decent. Thank you for everybody that has sent in their teams already. We'll get round to these. 0.3 million in the bank. 0 transfers. Assistant manager on Moyes, okay. I mean, guess you've got that split like me with either do you play Rodgers or Ahmad. I get why you're playing Ahmad. But yeah, decent team. Obviously, hopefully Raya pulls through and is all good and hunky-dory for you, but you could take a minus if we do get any news before the deadline. Decided to pull the trigger on Raya to Pickford and Damsgaard to Luis Diaz using 2 of my free transfers ahead of the double game week and activated the assistant manager chip on Arnie Slot. Hopefully Liverpool will reach the Carabao Cup final. Great. Yep. Looking decent. Looking good. I like it. Hi Tom, any transfer suggestions? Is Raya starting? If not, replaced with whom? I mean, you've not got an Everton defender, so probably Pickford with the double game week there. It is a possibility. TC active. Okay, nice. No assistant manager, but I get it. You could activate the TC next week. Any transfer suggestions if Raya's not free would probably be for Pickford. Yeah. But at the same time, you could just gamble on Raya. Hi Tom, any suggestions on the team? 1 free transfer and 0.3 million in the bank. I probably would maybe be tempted to take Eze out. Yeah. Trent, Salah. Drop Eze down to like a Clivert. Probably should give you enough money to activate the assistant manager chip on Slot. That would probably be my advice on that one, you know. This one is for my brother. No worries, mate. 5 free transfers and 3.1 million in the bank. Wants to play Williams, but for who? Probably ahead of Kirkez for me personally. Who would you buy for Mbeumo for Moda and sell Mateta, then buy Pickford? What do you think about Moyes AM? I don't mind the Moyes AM one. I do get it. But yeah, I probably would be tempted to get Mbeumo in here somewhere. It's probably for Bruno Fernandes. I really probably would rate him higher than Bruno Fernandes. That is all the ones I can see. Let me have a quick check of the post itself. Make sure... Where was my tweet earlier? This one. Make sure I've not missed anybody out. Did we do that one? I think we did that one. Right, let's have a look what we got down here. Looks okay. Yeah, it looks decent, bro. Triple Everton could be dicey, especially if they lose that Leicester game, but fair enough. Making the most of the doubles. I think the team's in a pretty decent place going further forward for weeks as well, so I don't mind it. Adams just sent me his team as well. Moyes on the assistant manager. Nice. Trent, Salah, Gakpo. He's got the triple Liverpool. He's got Visser. He's got Mbeumo. I like it. I maybe would be tempted to have a gamble on Greaves, but I get it if you don't want to go down that route. I do get it. If you can't send the team, just leave it in the chat and we'll try and get round to it when we can, mate. That's probably the only other better way to go for it. Does manager get points if his team loses? Nope, they just finish on nil. That's it. So if you have just joined the stream, this is what my transfer plans are for this week. Take Gakpo out for Visser, bring in Pickford for Raya, and activate the assistant manager chip and use it on Slot. That is the plan I'm going to go for. I couldn't see it. I went through all the ones that I could see, mate. So apologies. We'll maybe try and do a little roundup around 9 o'clock. Just get anybody else's that are left over. Should I take a hit to sell Munoz and Mikalenko? No, I probably would just play Hall. Alisson to Kepa to bring in Slot AM. Thoughts on Kepa with Bournemouth fixtures coming up? I don't mind it. I think Kepa's probably going to be one of the better, cheaper goalkeepers to go through. Obviously, they've sent Travers out on loan as well, so no real competition anymore. I would do the -4, mate. I'm doing the -4, so yeah, I can't really say don't do it when I'm doing it myself. Yeah, we are approaching 100 likes as well on the stream, guys. So if you are enjoying it, make sure you are spamming it. We'll do something fun and edgy and different for 100 likes. As well, if you are new to the channel, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. Plenty more content coming your way over the next few days. There will also be some second channel content coming out on probably Tuesday morning. We're heading to the Tees Weir Derby on Monday. So feel free to go and check out the second channel. I'm sure one of the moderators will whack it in the chat. It was there. You said you'd already done it. Oh, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Let me have a quick check then for you, mate. Give me a second. Oh, sorry, mate. Apologies. Apologies. Which one was it? Which one was it, mate? I mean, we've had a few more in, so let me do a quick few more. See if I pick it up there. Right, Star Gamers just sent me this one in. Pickford, Mikalenko, Trent, Virgil, who's on his bench, and he's left me with nothing. Hey Tom, should I -4 to get slot AM in? Yeah, I'd take Virgil out. I'd take Virgil out. I don't think I did Leo, so we'll do Leo. I think that's the guy who's in the chat, right? Leo? Yeah, it is Leo. 0.2 in the bank, 0. Thinking Virgil van Dijk to Kirkes and slot. Can't stop thinking about Moyes, though. Thoughts on Visser to Wood next week? Yeah, I don't mind it. You probably would, though, maybe want to go Isak to Watkins if Villa were to double. That's the only thing I would say on that one. But yeah, I probably would do Virgil van Dijk to Kirkes to then get in slot. But if you can't stop thinking about Moyes, then go for it, mate. Do go for it. A few more sent in. Thank you very much for the follow, guys. Got 0.1 in the bank, so can't go Gakpo to Visser and get slot. I'm not sold on Moyes AM, and I'm not sure who I'd even buy for up funds. Might not be playing any chips this game week, but got FOMO. I would probably play some chips this game week, mate. I would definitely play the AM this week. 100%. If you're not fancying Moyes, probably going to be Gakpo out, down to a Visser and a Die to get it in there. But yeah, that's probably the way I'd go on that one. Kieran has said 0.8 in the bank and no free transfers. Might do Gakpo to Visser to get slot in or do Moyes for free. I would probably do the slot one because that's the way I'm going. But if you feel like Moyes is the one to go for, then do it. Luis says, what do you think? Just took a -4 to get slot in as well. Nice, decent, looking good, mate. Hopefully it works out for us both. Hopefully, anyway. Hopefully. Right, I'll probably skim back across team reviews around about 9 as well. Tom, I'm a terrible moderator. No worry, George is here. I'm sure he'll sort us out. He'll sort us out. Are you an ass man? Oh, you're an ass man, Wad. Yeah. No worries, George. All good, mate. Everybody here is an ass man. They love it. Please bench 1, Colwell, Munoz, Hall. I'd be tempted with either Colwell or Munoz. Probably leaning more towards Colwell. Last question. Can you either do Virgil van Dijk to Kirkes or Mikalenko? Which would you say? I would probably maybe do Mikalenko just because you're getting a double game week. Slot in the third Liverpool, Gordon for Semenyo, sells to Pickford. I'd be more tempted with Kluivert. I prefer Kluivert over Semenyo for me personally. Looking at the poll, 760 votes in for that one, so a lot of good data there. 39% of you are going for Assman slot. 35% of you are going for Assman Moyes. And TC Salah is at 16 and No Chip is at 10%. Oh, yeah, I'd get Otara for Eze and then get slot in. Yep. I like the moves, George. I like the moves, mate. I like those moves. Big fan of those moves. Oh, Jesus, my back. Crick. We are approaching 100 likes on today's stream, guys, so make sure you are hitting that like button. Massively appreciated as always. How do we see the poll? I would have to end the poll, but yeah, I can just read the results out to you. Don't worry. Is it normal for my manager to appear on the bench? Will they still get points? Yes, that is just the design. Don't worry. That is just the design. Morning, Tom. Would you start Hall or Munoz? Cheers. I would start Hall. I couldn't see it there. I went through everybody's teams that were available, unfortunately. Sometimes Twitter is a little bit of a pain in the arse for that one. We'll have another look around 9 o'clock before I wrap up today's stream, but yeah, we'll have a look. Do you keep your questions coming in? Where do you pick which manager you have? I haven't actually done it yet, George, so I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's within the pick team bit. I mean, my dad figured it out yesterday, and he's not the most tech-savvy person, so yeah. Moyes ass man all the way. He knows how to get it done and dirty. Slot's a young ass man. Nilf Moyes. Jesus Christ. Oh, dear. What time is the deadline? The deadline is at 11 o'clock. Yeah, the deadline's at 11 o'clock. Gone Moyes and Beto. What could possibly go wrong? A lot could go wrong with those two sentences you've just stringed together there. You need to go back onto transfers once you've activated the chip. Cool, right. Thank you very much. Are you going to lock in now, Tom? You've been teasing us all morning. I might just do a little bit more teasing. I'm triple up on Liverpool already. What do you think about Emery as an assistant manager? Don't trust Everton. PS, thanks for... I think you've got to go for Everton this week, then would switch to Emery next week for the double. You might as well take the double and take the gamble on that extra game. For me personally, anyway. Start 2, bench 1, João Pedro, Rodgers, Cliver. I would play Rodgers and Cliver and bench João Pedro. We're at 100 likes. Get in there. Let me know what you'd like to see me do for hitting 100 likes. We always do that. You can switch your ass man, but it's going to cost you transfers. Do you remember that one, George? Surprised you aren't starting Rodgers over Ahmed. The coin has spoken. On that one. Slot or Gakpo? I mean, I'm looking currently at Slot over Gakpo. Yeah, if Liverpool don't double, we can just switch to the other double game weekers in 25. Sell Trent or Gakpo? I would be more tempted with Gakpo. Nice. Good work, George. Good work. I appreciate that one, man. Moyes, Emery, 4 home games in a row, 2 of which are against 18th and 19th. Another one which is at least... Yeah, it's not bad. It isn't bad, is it? It isn't bad. I'm 1.7 million rank. What is the realistic reach by the end of the season? I think with this AM, you could shoot up the rankings. You really could. So I reckon you could probably end up in like top 1 mil. Depends if you get all your transfers right over this double game weeks and stuff like that. You could even end up top 500k. You got AM Ange. I am not going anywhere near AM and Ange. No. Newcastle don't double because they don't have European football, so can theoretically go into another double game week. That is what I'm led to believe anyway. That's the reason I think that they won't be doubling, if I remember correctly. Moyes got 19 points against Brighton. He did. But it's tough. It is tough. Have Salah, Trent and Diaz and 2 free transfers. Thinking of removing Diaz from Buemo and using the AS chip on Slot. Yeah, I think that's probably going to be the play, mate. Rodgers or Kluivert. Probably go Rodgers. Next couple of game week will either be 33 or 36. We don't know the teams that are in there yet because it is dependent on... what's it dependent on? Something. Can't remember. Yeah, someone's just made a great point. Brighton isn't Liverpool. Bench 3, Otara, Timber, Harwood, Bellis, Sarr, Pedro. Pedro, Sarr, and either probably Timber or Harwood, Bellis for me. Yeah. Should I sell Wood for Vardy and then get Moyes in for a -4? No. I don't like Vardy as an option. I don't like Vardy as a pick. Especially when you go Moyes as well. That feels a little bit counterintuitive. Start Rodgers or Ahmad. I mean, I'm sat here with Ahmad in my side and the coin spoke, didn't it? But I think it could be a real close one. A real close one. Wood to Visser. I don't hate it. Tom, sell Alisson to a cheap goalkeeper for -4 and get slotting. I probably would, yeah. If Everton wins, Liverpool, FPL go... Yeah, if genuinely, if Everton get anything out of that game, then fair play for the people that have gone Moyes, right? But if Everton lose both of their games, then everyone's going to be going, you idiots. You absolute idiots that went for it. I probably would prefer to start Sarr over João Pedro, mate. Konate to a 4.2 million defender to enable slot. Is there any playing defenders at that price? Think Anderson is at 4.2. Might be at 4.3. But I think he's at 4.2. Someone let me know in the chat. I mean, the problem with that one is if Liverpool don't progress, then you're going to have no chip active for this week. Then, of course, you're going to be probably using your ass man next week. But you've lost out on 1 game week worth of fixtures. Yeah, Anderson is 4.2. There you go. Harwood, Bellis or Timber? Harwood, Bellis. No, I'd probably still go Timber, actually. Slot and Pickford, that one. Slot and Pickford, that's an easy one. I'd be more tempted with Gakpo. I would be more tempted to remove Gakpo, to be honest. Yeah, he could do 90s as well. There are going to be lots of people left with a TC, yeah, because a lot of them will be looking to do the assistant manager this week. What are your thoughts on Moyes AM and Emery in 25 if their double game weeks are confirmed? I don't mind it. That is my other option to go for. I do just feel that going forward, this puts my team in a lot better state for future game weeks as well. Like 26, I was looking yesterday. People's teams are going to be horrific, right? If Liverpool progress, it means I can just do Watkins to Isak to Watkins. Done. We're triple Villa. We're triple Liverpool going into that double game week again. Right? We've then got Visser with decent fixture for 26 as well. Hey, bro, if you used it early doors and Haaland cooked for you, then fair play. I got Ndiaye and Pickford for a -8. Oh my god, that's a lot. That's a lot of work they've got to do to make that back up, haven't they? Do keep the questions coming in, guys. Any likes, anything like that. It's all appreciated. All appreciated. If you... Wait, what was the player you were talking a hit for slot? Gakpo. Probably. Nah. Better playing ass man if there is. Yeah. Agreed. Agreed. Do keep the questions coming in, guys. Any that you do have, let me know. Do you think I should play Wood, Brighton at home, or start Nawari? I would play Wood. I would play Wood. Penalty taker, all it takes is a bit of a scruffy decision and you're up, aren't you, really? I would go for a double game week manager if Slot doesn't get the double in 25. Why the Raya to Pickford move? Just with Raya a doubt for the game. Just gives me another double game week player as well in the bag. And it allows me to get Visser in. And I prefer Visser over going for Ndiaye. I would start Gabriel. I would start Mazraoui. If you never need to do. I mean, the recommendations I probably would say is use the triple cap, use the assistant manager. But I reckon Bruno's probably got to go for like an Mbeumo. Gordon's probably going to go as well for maybe like a Kluivert. Free up some money. I think that's just the way it's got to go, to be honest, bro. Would you bench Nico Williams or Munoz? I'd be more tempted to bench Munoz. Option 1, sell Trent for Mikalenko. Option 2, I would probably go for 2 out of all of those, mate. Yes, if you activate the assistant manager, you need to have 1.5 million in the bank to, of course, go and get slot. What would have to happen for Liverpool to get the double game week in 25? Yep, very fair question, very valid question. This is, of course, what would have to happen. Liverpool would have to beat Spurs in the EFL Cup semi-final. They're currently 1-0 down, but they are at home, so they should probably win that game. But yeah. Any advice on when to play the free hit and bench boost? Probably going to be looking at a 29 free hit, I reckon, now. And a bench boost maybe 33 or 36. Sell Son to Mbeumo for a hit. I wouldn't sell Son just off the off chance that Spurs do actually progress to the final. Then, of course, they would get the double there. But yeah, that's the way that one would work. If you do bum 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 bada bum bum bum. I'm unsure what to do. I brought in Gakpo earlier this week. I've still got one free transfer and we'll be moving Gordon on next week. Which option is best? Gakpo, Rodgers, Moyes, Cunha or Raul Slot? Oh, I actually kind of think I mean, the Moyes one is the gamble. It is the gamble, isn't it? It is the gamble. But there is, it depends where you are in terms of your rank. If you fancy the gamble and you want to go for Moyes, then fair enough. If you've got a little bit more skin in the game, you're decent rank, I probably would be trying to get Slot. Free hit 29, Haaland and triple United is going to be so good. Yep, I think that probably will be the play. Especially now that we might not get another double game week either in 36 or a very small one. So I think that's probably going to be the play, isn't it? Reckon Ahmad outscores Wood. I mean, all it takes is a crusty little pen for Wood, doesn't it, really? That's all it takes. What mid for 7 mil or less would you replace Diaz with? Already got Semenyo and Mbeumo. Good question. Rodgers, in case they get a potential double game week next week. That could be the way to go with that one. What do you need help with, bro? We're here to help you. Sells to Pickford for a -4 to have 5 in the double, including slot. Yeah, maybe. I have triple cap or manager chip, which is the best. I would prefer to use the AM chip. You have back-to-back double game weeks. Start Gabriel or Robinson. I would probably go Gabriel. Yeah, I'd probably go Gabriel on that one. If you do. Nice, decent side there, George. Decent side, mate. Game week 25, would you stick with Slot if Liverpool have the double game week or switch to Emery? I would stick with Slot. I don't think there's any point using a transfer for that one. I would start Sells at home rather than Flecken. Yeah, great point there, Luke the Nuke as well. Everton only have 2 wins in their last 30 games against Liverpool. Start Aina or Gabriel, Altura or Gordon. Gordon, and I probably would maybe lean more towards Aina. -8 Van Dijk to Kirkez to AM slot. Don't hate it. Don't hate it. Don't hate it. Gakpo to Ndiaye for slot. Don't hate it. Probably would. Oh, any other 4.2 millions? I think that's it. I think you've bit your luck there. You're probably delving into the 4 million bin bag. I mean, if you've got a feeling Foden will do it, keep it up. Clivert probably is going to be your best option, or Rodgers. Yeah, I think you've done well there, George, with that transfer. I think you've done well. Right, should we make our moves then? Should we make them? Let's do it. Let's do it. We'll come back to some team reviews in a second, but let's make the moves. Play chip. Bosh. Right. Bye Gakpo. It's been nice. Pickford in. Where's Visser? Visser in. And then managers. Slot. Oh, do I do it? Yeah, we do it. We've done it. There it is. There's how the team is looking for this week. I've pulled the trigger. I've taken Gakpo out. I've brought in Slot. We've got Visser back in. I have a really, really soft spot for Johan Visser. We've gone for it. Who can blank in game week 29? Yep, we can bring that up for you. I know that's on this sheet. Here is blank game week 29. Can you guys see that? Yeah, you can. So, it will be... if Newcastle win the semi-final versus Arsenal, they'll blank and Palace will blank. Of course, if Liverpool beat Spurs, that means Liverpool and Villa will blank. If Spurs beat them, then Spurs and Fulham will blank. And if Arsenal progress against Newcastle, them and Chelsea will blank. But the two most probable outcomes are going to be Newcastle and Palace blank and Liverpool and Aston Villa blank. There you go. There you go. Oh no, what have you done? Tim, we're going for it, mate. We're going for it. We're attacking it. Yeah, I'd buy Clivert for Gordon. If Gakpo goes ballistic this week, my season is done if he does. I don't have the heart to take Gakpo out. Sometimes you got to take those risks, though. Sometimes you got to take those risks. It's ballsy. It is ballsy, but we're here. We're doing it. Bench boost 33 or 36, vibes all round. I think that's probably going to be the play, yeah, George. I think what I'm going to do is free hit 29, wildcard game week 30 to then get the bench boost set for 33. Bench boost in 33. We've got a blank in 34, but it's a big blank, so sort of putting any players out is going to be fine. So build the transfers into that. Then 36, see if there is a double. Like, there might not even be a double. It might go in just a 33, and it could be a huge double game week. So, yeah, that's kind of my plan at the moment. When is the best TC then? So it probably is either going to be in that double game week in 33 or 36. Or it's going to be a potential small little double in 36. That'll probably be the one. Most people will have players blanking in 29. And I think if that double doesn't happen in 36 or gets taken away, then yeah, a lot more people are going to be looking at free hit 39. FPL MV is in the chat. Make sure to go and check out his channel as well. Some amazing stuff over on there. Absolutely smashing it in FPL and, of course, in terms of UCL fantasy as well. My transfers this week, I'll let you judge them, mate. My transfers in this week have been Pickford for Raya, Visser for Gakpo, and then bringing in Slot. That's what we've gone for. It's taken a -4, but we've gone for it. Which players for TC? I mean, if Newcastle double in 36, that is all dependent on if Palace or Newcastle get to the quarterfinals, I believe, of the FA Cup. If they do that, then yeah. No, we're not live till 11. We're not live till 11. I've been up since 7. We've done what? An hour and nearly 2 hours? We've still got decent numbers, so as long as the numbers are still here, we'll stick around for a bit. Yeah, MV's an absolute goat. Go and check out his channel. Team review? Yeah, I'll take a look at some team reviews for you guys. Oh. Right. Which ones have we had sent in since we did that one last? Want to go Slot as AM, but how do I do it? Probably going to be Gakpo. Actually, Konate out. Konate down to a cheapie. Play Aina in there. Or you could go to Mikalenko if you've got enough budget left in the bank. That's probably the way I'd go with that one. Hi Tom, check my team. Nice, good. I like it. It's decent. Thoughts on Gakpo to Ndai for a -4 and Slot AM. Don't hate it. Help me out. Salah triple captain or sell Virgil van Dijk. I would sell Virgil van Dijk. And if you buy in anybody, maybe you could go for Mikalenko for the double next week. Or, of course, you could potentially look at maybe trying to take a gamble on next week. So either a Fulham defender or maybe somebody like a Konza for next week if they double. Got Slot in. Nice star gaming. Like that one, mate. Decent. Abby said team for 24. I'm going to bring in Slot. Saar will be bench. Which free defenders should I play? Trent, Hall, and I reckon it's either a toss-up between the last three. And I probably would go Gabriel. But I mean, you could very easily play the other ones. But I think Gabriel probably could have the biggest effect on effective ownership. Adam sent his team in. He's got 1 free transfer and 1.3 million in the bank. Any advice would be great, please. No worries, my friend. 1.3 in the bank, 1 free transfer. So he needs to find a way. Has he got his assistant manager? Hasn't got his assistant manager. So I reckon I would probably, mate. I'd be trying to get Slotty boy in here. And I reckon the way you do it is probably take 8 Nuri down. Take 8 Nuri down to Mikalenko. Play Mikalenko either over Colwell or Konza. Activate the assistant manager and go for Slot. There you go. That'd be my advice on that one, mate. There we go, guys. There we go. Bish bash bosh. If you have nothing to do. Do keep your questions coming in. Any that you do have ahead of the deadline, do let me know. Do let me know. Any that you do have. Which Chelsea players should we be looking at? I mean, probably I think Chalobah could be a decent shout in terms of the cheap defenders. Then you probably would have Palmer. Outside of that, I don't really want to look at anybody else. I'm not getting Action Jackson back in. Tarkowski to Gabriel, Gordon to Rodgers, or Wood to Ndai. I would do probably the Gordon to Rodgers one, my friend. That's probably the way I'd look at that one. That's probably the move I would do. I couldn't see it, mate, so maybe just try again, or yeah, Sometimes Twitter is a little bit of a bitch and doesn't work. Theodore Jenkins has sent his team in. He's got the assistant manager on Moyes. Nice, okay. Very stacked for Bournemouth for next week and their decent fixtures. Triple Liverpool, I like it. Decent teammate, looks good. What do you think, Tom? Good. I mean, I'd be tempted to play Ward ahead of Rodgers or Ahmed just purely for the penalty appeal. But that's up to you. Free transfers, what do you recommend? Playing the TC, okay. I mean, to be fair, if you've got the TC active, you've got Triple Liverpool, I'd do absolutely nothing. I'd genuinely roll, mate. Genuinely roll if you're playing with the TC there. Yeah, roll. Simple as that. Drop the Vice on Trent just in case. Valid. Where's it currently on? It's currently sat on Palmer, isn't it? Yeah. Save that. Bosh. Cheers, mate. Thank you for pointing that one out. One free transfer. Go for Moyes. If I do, it's do split Moyes or slot. Can we just ask the coin? Yeah. We can ask the coin. Heads is going to be for slot. Tails is going to be for Moyes, okay? It's gone heads. Heads is slot. No, yeah, I'd go for free transfers, bro. I think that's the play for you, mate. Gets you in a really good position as well for the double game weeks next week to, of course, target them. Honestly, mate, I would probably have Wood just because of penalties. A scruffy little penalty could just go in. Rodgers could also be on penalties now as well, with Watkins missing that one. It is a toughie. Yeah, I'm going to replace Ahmad with Wood then. Yeah, fairs. If you're enjoying today's stream, guys, by the way, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button, like button, all that good stuff. Massively appreciate everybody that that smashes it out the park. Yeah, I probably would. Yeah, Ahmad to Kluivert just for that decent fixture. Of course, you've got the double game week there as well to see which team obviously has a double game week. Yeah, I was a little bit surprised that people have sold Chris Wood. I get it. One blank and the fixtures aren't nice coming up, but the next two are definitely playable. Brighton and Fulham, definitely playable. And I think with double game weeks, there's probably bigger priorities to be worried about than whether or not to play Wood or not. For me personally, that's how I see it. But each to their own, I guess. If you never had the love. Do 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 do. How many points will the AM score for a goal? They will get 2 additional. Let's bring that up. I know we've had a few people. I think it's this one. Yeah, there we go. So this is how the assistant managers are scoring. Team win 6 points, 3 points for a draw, 1 point per goal scored, 2 points for a clean sheet, and then there's the table bonus. But if you're going for slot, you ain't getting any table bonus because he's top. So you're only getting table bonus, of course, if you go for Moyes. But then you're playing into the gamble, aren't you, really? My defenders' fixtures this week are Leicester, Southampton, Wolves, Ipswich. Watch it come away with no clean sheets, though. That's the problem, isn't it? 0 clean sheets off the back of it. I would do the slot move, Liam. I would probably pick Chris Richards. Would you sell Gakpo to Visser in order to fit slot in? Yeah, I would. I've done very similar with my team. Yeah, I probably would. Hey, Tom, should I do Gakpo to Ndiaye and get slot in for a minus? Yes. Yes. Yeah. This is the thing. In my predictions, we had them up earlier, and I had no clean sheets. 0 clean sheets, which is ridiculous to think. Should I get Moyes in as assistant manager because I already have triple Liverpool? Yeah, it's a possibility, but it depends who your triple Liverpool are. My bench all game weeks have an average of 12 points. Tell me who you're benching then, Tom, and then we'll switch them out. We'll switch them in and out. Easy. If you ever love. Do 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 do. What I want to see is Rodgers post Champions League fixtures. This will probably be my deciding factor between him and Ahmed, right? How well he does post Champions League fixtures. Where's FOTMob? Just going to open FOTMob on my laptop so I can see the fixtures post Champions League. If you ever want to love. Right. So obviously West Ham was the last one. Nish. Forest. Nish. 2 for 2 so far. What else? Chelsea. Nish. Liverpool. Bit, but nish. This is looking good here. Post Champions League, Morgan Rodgers is doing diddly. Bournemouth. Nish. Played 56 minutes. Wolves. Got himself a 10-pointer. 2 assists. Okay, so Wolves is in there. But they did play Young Boys that week, and that was their only win. United obviously did nish as well. So, there's a lot of nish. The only time he's ever delivered was when they had an easy fixture. So, just something to maybe think about with that one. Yeah, just something to maybe think about on that one. Yeah, I think it is a 50-50 split, really, isn't it? Start and die, Ahmed or Rodgers. I mean, you've got to play and die. He's got the double game week. You have to play him. Easy. Simple as that. Start Mateta or Wood. I would go Wood. No Eze. Probably going to be a bit of lack of creativity for Crystal Palace this week for me, personally. That's the way I see it, anyway. And die or Mateta. Probably would go and die on that one. Probably would go and die. Did the assistant manager chip and got Moyes. Go on the Toffees. Fair enough if you've gone for it. I hope it works out for everybody that has gone down that route this week. Obviously, we've gone for Slot. Hopefully it works out for him and we're laughing. We're giggling our way to the bank. But yeah. Oh dear me. Jeez. I'm having some pain in my shoulder at the moment. With a few injuries and stuff. But we're still going to the gym. We're still got to go to the gym. I'm 0.1 off Gakpo to Visser and get Slot in. Bro, that's heartbreaking. Is it a crazy shout to start Pickford over Sells? No, you might as well start. You might as well start Pickford. He's got the double game week. Easy one, that one, bro. Tom, last question. Start Munoz over Kirkez, please. Yes, I would. Right, I think we're going to wrap up today's stream there. I'll probably head into Golden's for a little bit while he's still live and just be in the chat. So if you want to follow me over to Tom's stream, feel free to. Of course, if you enjoyed the channel, if you enjoyed today's stream, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. We've been live for 2 hours. You guys have been absolutely incredible, and I appreciate everybody. So massive shout out to you guys. Like I said, I'll be heading over to Golden Goals for a little bit while he's still live, and we'll be in his chat, chatting away, all that good stuff. But yeah, like I said, more videos coming out on the channel over the weekend. Then we'll have some second channel content stuff midweek as well for you to enjoy. So, of course, make sure you're going and checking out the second channel as well. I'll get someone to post a link in. Hang on. Let me see if I can do it. YouTube. Where is it? Where's the second channel? There we go. Hang on. There we go. There's the second channel. Go and check that out. Plenty more content coming over there. Like I said, I'm going to go over to Golden Goal stream, go and chat to him for a little bit, and then probably get a little bit of a sleep. But yeah, I'll see you very, very shortly, guys, and best of luck in this game week.